And good evening, Instagram. All right, tonight I'm going to be wrapping up a stream of consciousness drawing that I started a couple of days ago. And initially it started off with this reclining female figure, just kind of going off of memory and just kind of stream of consciousness, really. Started off with this figure of a woman right here. And then as my day went on, in between the day-to-day tasks, I started wondering, okay, it was a pretty good figure. Am I willing to create more to it at the risk of messing it up? And I was like, well, why not? So from what I did was I started doing extensions of the hair, letting it go out, just kind of thinking like, okay, almost like a dreamlike state. I have a drawing of a woman laying down. Is she dreaming? Is she sleeping? Is she passively asleep? I don't know. But, using the extensions of the hair to go out almost like tentacles, almost like tendrils, moving out into space, moving out into the ether of the dream world. And as I went on, I started like adding on, doing another figure right behind. And then another figure behind, but slightly distorting it as it goes on. And then finally coming out to a figure emerging out of it. Maybe a little cheesy, I don't know. Coming out into the dream state. Then all of a sudden there's like, superpowers or something like that coming out of it, but. But one thing I wanted to touch on was be willing to distort the body. Be willing to, once you have it, be willing to take some risk and to mess it up. And if you have elements of your own that you want to add into it, go for it. Like myself, I enjoy working on some esoteric stuff, I guess, Mayan iconography, a little bit of Egyptian iconography. Dipping a little bit of my own heritage on that, particularly the Mayan piece and Mexican mythology. But, I saw this image of one of the gods of death, and I was like, well, that's kind of cool. And then just kind of building off of that and using the shape of the collar to almost make like a shield for it, almost like a coat of arms, and then going on down to what I believe is a symbol for south in their language, to start creating a unity of design in it and give like a unity of the look. So, I think the bottom line on this is if you have some weird ideas that come to you during the day, don't be afraid to explore them. The initial figure that I drew right here is actually in one of my notebooks that I use for other reasons for the day job. And you'll take that initial idea that came out of a meeting and work with it. So what's interesting is what you're drawing, well, you shouldn't be doing it in class, we all know we do it. What you're drawing or what you're thinking of when your mind is distracted, sometimes it's closer to what you should actually be exploring later on. So anyways, I'm going to post this in a little bit. I hope y'all enjoy, and don't be afraid to take risks with your work. All right, good night.